guys, how's it going? Welcome to the Shrewsbury Biscuit podcast, and I'm bringing you day one of the Darwin Festival. You know, I'm talking about the opener last night, which was the Shropshire Young Thinkers Awards. This is really odd for me. I usually base my podcasts on a conversation between two people or more, you know. So me sat here talking to a microphone by myself is very much out of my comfort zone. So I apologise if I sound a bit, a bit stale. But that's just how it is. I'll try and be as entertaining as I can. But so last night I went to the award ceremony, which was at the Guildhall University Centre in Shrewsbury. The Young Thinkers Award is an award that was put together by Morris and Co, who are one of Shrewsbury's oldest companies, and they encourage innovation, especially in young people. You know, grab while they're young. That's what they say, isn't it? If you can get someone young and aspiring to create and to make something, and be an independent thinker, it's a really great thing. And you know what I'm like about creativity. It's one of my things, and I couldn't be. Oh my God, so happy to be there last night to see all of these bright people. So the Young Thinkers Awards, what they do is they give these kids a mission, and their mission was to write a letter to Darwin and to invite him on a trip anywhere at any time. And this is what they did, and they had I think it was a couple hundred entrants into this competition, and they whittled it down to just a few. And the age ranges of these children are between 7 and 16. Okay, when I was 7, I was not thinking about Charles Darwin. I can pretty much guarantee you that I was thinking about other things, probably wondering why I have as many toes as I have, which I suppose, is Darwinism in my own little way. But the point I'm trying to make is I'm super impressed by these kids. I was a bit nervous about going to the show, I've got to say, because I didn't know anybody I was going with. I'd been parenting all day. I mean, all day. I'd had my little boy. My hair is crazy at the moment. I'm growing my hair for charity, right? I'm growing my hair for charity for a year, and it's all over the place. I swear to God, it's like a lion's mane. I've just walked back from town now, and the wind has blown it all over the place. So yesterday, I kind of turned up in a baseball cap and my shirt, and I felt really underdressed. But everybody there was really nice, and thank you to Katie Morris as well. I emailed Alex, who you heard on the show last week, about are you going? What are you wearing? The kind of things. And Katie was great. She was. It's really informal. Come down and get to meet everyone, and I did, and it was good. So thank you, and thank you to Morris & Co as well for putting this great competition together, because you got to challenge these young people, and it's only when you challenge them you start seeing these their amazing abilities, and that's what I did last night. The event was hosted by Paul KIRKBRIGHT, who I've spoken to a few times. I'm going to speak to him at the end of the Darwin Festival. He's away at the moment. Well done to you, by the way, Paul, for the way you hosted that show. You're very fearless in the way you present yourself and the show, and I'm in awe of your ability. So well done. That was really good. I mean, I've got it all on the mic, and I just listened back to it now, and I was laughing all the way through it because you got skills. There were so many funny occasions that would happen during the show, like the projector behind the kids come up with the kids' names and their ages, and the ages that were on the projector were almost always wrong. So Paul dealt with that brilliantly. He also got the parents involved. He'd always make them give a good whoop when their kids came up, and I think he controlled the situation brilliantly. So a lot of credit goes to you, Paul. Well done. Okay, so the age ranges of these kids are, like I said, between 7 and 16, but it was split up into 3 age groups. So it's between the ages of 7 and 10, 11 and 13, and 13 and 16. And each group of kids in their own little individual competitions to win prizes. As you can imagine, putting a 16-year-old against a 7-year-old, vocabulary is a lot different at 16 than it is at 7. But nonetheless, these the youngsters actually really impressed me. I mean, I had no idea what I was getting myself in for. I didn't know what these kids were going to be talking about. I didn't know whether I was going to be having conversations about Fortnite or SpongeBob or whatever's on TV. I didn't know. I had no idea. And I got to tell you, I mean, I'll get to it later on in the show, and I'll explain to you the complexity of these kids. You know, it really did. I was absolutely wrong. So wrong. Couldn't be any more wrong. So what I'll do is I'll take you through the evening, how it all went. First of all, we got introduced to the judges. First of all, there was Jake Jones. Jake Jones is a professional storyteller. You may have heard me talk about him. When I was speaking to the guys from Myth Stories. They mentioned Jake. He's a champion storyteller, a great guy to have on the judges' table. Next was Joanna Morris from Morris and Co. Of course, they created the competition. It's only right that they have somebody there who's a judge. And third of all, there was Anna Sutton, who is the provost from Chester University. So what they were going to do is the kids would go up, read their letter, and the judges would go away and judge who they think would be the winners. And this is what they did. But to start off the evening, they had Charles Darwin appear to give everybody a speech. And it obviously isn't the real Charles Darwin. He's dead. But they had an actor. He's a really good guy as well. I had a good chat with him afterwards. And he gave a speech. It was really good. It was a good rallying speech about how they should never, ever, ever let anybody ever pop their dreams. I love that. That's one of the things I picked out of the evening. Don't let anyone pop your dreams. How brilliant is that? And then he sat in the corner and he listened to everybody's letters that they'd addressed to him, which is quite sweet. I'm in an awkward position on this podcast because I don't want to read out these children's names because I haven't asked for permission and I want to protect the youngsters, obviously. So I'm going to read out their first names but not their surnames. Does that make sense? And I just want to give these guys some credit, you know? I don't want to do a reader A, reader B, reader C scenario. So their first names, and then I'll read out just the keynotes I took from their story. The first up was Colette, and she's 7 years old, and she got up and she was the first to go in a room full of people. I mean, mainly parents of the children that were reading, but there was also the local MP, the mayor, lots of people, and a weird guy in a baseball cap sat at the back holding the microphone. But yes, she did brilliantly to go first. And she invited Darwin to the day at the seaside, and to look for Galapagos turtles and look for creatures and things, which I thought was really, really sweet. I could just imagine Darwin in his Victorian swimwear, his big Long John style swimming shorts. That'd be quite funny. I wonder if he'd tie his beard up, you know, to get keep the sea water out. I don't know. The next one was Genevieve, and she's age 9, and she invited Darwin to a day at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. This story's great. I love it. I can just imagine Charles Darwin on the Pepsi Max roller coaster, arms in the air, his beard flowing everywhere. He's going on the roller coasters. I really enjoyed that. But I think the idea is to show him what kind of fun we can have nowadays, you know. Next was Grace. She's age 8, and she invited Darwin to the Long Mynd, or to go around Cardingmill Valley to find what creatures they can find and look at the waterfalls and things. It was really sweet. I really enjoyed it. Then there was Isabella, 9 years old, and her story was amazing. She wanted to take Darwin to the Himalayas. She wanted to go to Everest, and she wanted to. She thought it'd be a bad idea to walk there because they might die. She actually said that. It was really sweet. And then she came up with the idea of going to Everest on a rocket. It's perfect, right? Really made me laugh. Next was Jet, and she came up with a brilliant idea. Made me think of Jurassic Park. Actually, she wanted to create an island. Like a sanctuary for all the extinct animals, the dodo and all the other different animals that have gone extinct, the white rhino, I suppose. And she created like different areas for the animals to live and she wanted to invite Darwin to have a look at these animals and to see what us humans are capable of, and to try and find ways for us to stop being as barbaric as we are, and to stop making animals extinct. Learn some lessons, hopefully. Brilliant letter. I really enjoyed that. Katie, this is a really sweet story. She came up with an idea for Arthur's Cloud. Arthur was her brother that sadly passed away when he was 2 years old, and she had the idea of bouncing from cloud to cloud of people. When they pass away, they create their own cloud, and it's their own little worlds, and to visit other people's clouds and to see what people are thinking and doing up there, which I thought was really sweet. Well done, Katie. Megan, she wanted to take Darwin through a journey through time, to go back to 3.9 million years ago, to see what life was like back then, and to check out the creatures and how things have evolved from then to now. To the Victorian area to look at the Industrial Revolution and to see how things changed from there. Then to World War One and the perils and the tragedy of what can happen with us human beings. Then to the moon landing. She wanted Darwin to witness the moon landing, because obviously it's a great feat for human beings. And then to 2018, to see what we've done to the planet. Check out the seas that are full of plastic, and the greenhouse gases that we've pumped into the atmosphere, and just look at what damage we've done. So I guess to pinpoint our flaws and also the things that we can achieve, and let's see if we can learn something and make things better. Next was Olivia, who's 11, and she wrote. She wanted to invite Darwin to a science lab to take part in modern day science, which is great because back then they were just discovering what's what, and it would be great to show Darwin what's become of his discoveries. I bet he would love to partake in a lot of science, modern day science nowadays. It would fascinate him, right? And maybe he could learn from them, and then he could teach them. He's got one of those minds, I imagine, that would take something, run it through that amazing mind of his, and come up with something new. I don't know. Next was Tristan. He's age 9, and he wanted to. He had a bet with his dad, which has made everyone laugh. His dad, they wanted to know. They had a bet on how they reckon children will evolve. His dad was saying that they'd have big thumbs because they play on the Xbox too much, short legs because they don't walk anywhere, and Tristan had an idea that kids would become almost cyborgs with rockets in their legs and things. And he wanted to invite Darwin to settle the wager and into the future, and to see how humans had evolved, and to see who won the bet. I thought that was quite sweet. Next was Aidan, age 14, and he wanted to take Darwin on the exploration of the greatest minds throughout time, to collect data and to publish an up-to-date version of his Origin of Species. How cool is that? So let's take a bit out of this guy's head and a bit out of this guy's mind, and let's see what this guy's found out, put it all together, mix it into a bowl, and then create something special. A bit similar to what Olivia had in mind. It's brilliant. I mean, these guys are so young. Olivia's 11. 11, and oh my God, they're talking about things that I couldn't even spell in my notebook. The next one was Alexis. Alexis was brave and talked about Poland and wanted to take Darwin to adopt Poland, to discover the atrocities that Poland has suffered, to talk about hunting bison, and it was really cool because it explores both the tragedies that Poland has suffered, and but also the strength of the people and of their country. And if you listen to episode 1 of the Shrewsbury Biscuit, you will realise that we've spoken about that before. Big fan of it. I say it was really good. Next one was Keris, and she wanted to take Darwin to New York, modern day New York, to look at the wonders of the big city, to see how people have evolved and with technology, the yellow cabs, the hustle and bustle, and the amazements of New York, just to see what Darwin's reaction would be. Fantastic idea. Next was Charlotte, age 14. She had a cunning plan. She wanted to advance technology by at least 16 decades. And what she wanted to do was to invite Darwin to our time, give him some technology from our time, and send him back to his era with lots of sanitary products, I must add, to look after himself, so that he could learn about today's technology back when he was from. A bit like Bill and Ted, I guess. Give him some technology from our days, send him back to his days. He could study them and then recreate them. And by the time we get back to our era, technology would be far advanced, right? You know, she was explaining the amazements of the MacBook and being able to look at all this information on the World Wide Web and the things you can do with technology, smartphones, what have you. That's a great idea. Great idea. I often thought about that myself a few times. Let's send back a TV and smartphones and laptops and things back to the past. Next was Francia, and she wanted to invite Darwin to I hope I pronounced this right, the Marianas Trench, which is the deepest part of the ocean, in a submarine. And she explains what a submarine is, because obviously you wouldn't know what a submarine was and how they can go underneath the water. To look at the strange evolved fish and animals that live under there, especially in some of the most toxic waters, and crushing depths of the ocean. Because we've all seen those pictures of the amazing fish. They got glowing tentacles and big teeth, and they all look very odd, and it's almost like being on an alien planet, I guess. And that's Francia's idea. But she did this weird spin on it that made it sound like a game show. It was really cool. She was like, "I want to take you on the journey of a lifetime." It was so good the way she did it. So well done, Francia. Next was George. George was 11, and he wanted to take Darwin to the present day Japan to see modern day culture, how the Japanese live, how they are, and also the technology. Can you imagine Darwin's face, seeing the massive swells of people walking around glued to their phones? I mean, you've seen the subways and things in Japan where they have boards where you can scan codes and do your shopping on your way through the tube station. You're talking about the maglev trains, the bullet trains, and the advancements in technology there. It would be just like a futuristic wonderland for Darwin, I imagine. Next up was Katie. She's age 11, and she wanted to take Darwin to see the plastic island in the Pacific coast, off the Pacific coast. It's a huge bundle of plastic that's swimming in the ocean at the moment, and it's about 3 times the size of France. It's a huge problem. People are scratching their heads. They don't know how to deal with it. She wanted to show Darwin what we've done to the planet, and see if he had a way of solving it and putting things in place so we don't do it again. Now, this really inspired me because there is a young lad from the age of 16, I think he's about 19 now. His name's Boyan Slat, and he's developed a device. I think he managed to raise millions of dollars to create a device, huge device in the ocean that's apparently going to clear up all the plastic in the ocean. And he did this at such a young age. So if Katie is thinking about this at 11, imagine what she could be thinking about at 16. Inspiration, and rightly so. So well done, Katie. Next was Luca, and this story made me laugh. It was so fantastic. It was a story about a battle in Istanbul in 2005. One bunch of warriors versus the other team of warriors, and they were making this. It made it sound like almost like a gladiatorial battle, and it's basically invited Darwin to come and watch the 2005 Champions League final between Liverpool and AC Milan. It made me laugh so much. I watched that game. I remember it. I think Darwin would probably enjoy it. Yeah, that sounds really cool. Next was Susanna. She was 13, and she wanted to invite. I'm not going to try and mention the name of the Amazonian tribe that she mentioned, because I'm not that smart. This girl is 13, and she's outsmarted me. I couldn't for my life spell what she'd written, but she wanted to invite Darwin to take a look at these Amazonian tribes. and show them that they can survive in the jungle without technology, without ruining their way of life, just to show that it's possible. Yeah, I got the meaning behind the letter, and it was really clever. Because we are ruining the planet, and there are ways of living. It's just that we'd rather live in nice houses, driving fast cars with nice computers, rather than living in very simple circumstances. Next was Dr. McKenna Wood. Absolutely blew my mind. This girl is definitely the future. She was the first person to question Darwin. Basically told him to work harder. And not question his discrepancies and his problems, to just push through him, be a bit more confident, and he should have written a second book. And that's what this was. It was a kick up the backside to write Origin of Species 2.0, and I really enjoyed her speech. I didn't follow it. She's very clever, very, very, very intelligent. So she wanted to invite Darwin on a philosophical journey to prove that he needs to pull his socks up. Great spin on it. Next was Oscar, and he wanted to invite Darwin to take a look at GM foods and what's going on with that, and what advancements can be made, and whether it's good, whether it's bad. Like to take his spin on things. He wanted to kick back and have a cup of tea with Darwin and watch Planet Earth 2. Which I encourage anyone to do, by the way. It's a brilliant show. And he wanted to offer Darwin the use of a modern-day microscope because, of course, they didn't have them as advanced as they got them back now, to look at cells and to see how things move, which I thought was really sweet. Last was Zoe. She's 15. She wanted to invite Darwin into the past 4.6 billion years into space, and to watch Earth be created, hopefully with the correct protective gear, I guess, because there'll be lots of explosions and radiation. But yeah, to watch the Earth be recreated would be an absolutely spectacular show, right? Who wouldn't want to see that? And I bet Darwin will be able to develop some ideas from that. The best light show that you're ever going to see. So that was a great letter, Zoe, and that was the end of all the stories. That was everything that was wrapped up. Okay, so my message to everyone that supplied a story for the competition last night: congratulations. You've got brilliant minds. There wasn't one letter there, one invitation for Darwin that didn't make me think, that didn't make me smile, or use my imagination. And I think you guys are great, and you're going to do great things in the world. You guys are the future, and this competition has enlightened not just me, a lot of people to your abilities and your potential. And I think you should be proud. I think your parents should be proud, and I wish you all the best. But of course, there has to be a winner, and the judges listened to all these stories, and they went away, and they had a good think about the stories, that the letters that they'd listened to, the essays, and then they came out and they announced the winners. But whilst they were doing their deliberating, we had a story from Jake Jones, the storyteller, and he had a real fun with it, with the crowd. He got Darwin involved too. He was making the crowd make the Yeti mating noise. Everybody was roaring like a Yeti. And yes, I do have that on microphone. And yes, I probably am going to use it at some point to highlight the Darwin Festival. So be warned. So afterwards, the judges came out. They decided who their winners were going to be. Everybody got a little prize. But the winner for the age 7 to 10 was Tristan's story. And that was his bet that he had with his dad about how kids are going to evolve in the future. I really like that story too, so I'm glad that won. For the 11 to 13-year-olds, and that was Charlotte's ingenious idea to take our technology back to Darwin, and to hopefully get him to work on it and push technological advances ahead by 16 decades, which is a great idea. And the winner of the 13 to 16-year-olds was Dr. McKenna, being really brave and actually questioning Darwin, because that's what science is about. It's about questioning people and trying get people to improve their ideas by getting them to pull their socks up. I thought that was really brave and deserved recognition. So well done, Dr. McKenna. And that was it. It rounded off a great evening. The winners got a chance to have a photo with Darwin. I got a photo with Darwin too, you may have seen. And everybody was really happy. It was a really good evening. I wanted to thank to Katie Morris, Morris & Co., for putting on this competition. It's a great way to inspire young people to think. And it was also a really good way to start the Darwin Festival. Make sure you guys check out what's going on with the Darwin Festival. There's lots and lots going on. Just today, I've recorded this the day after the Young Thinkers, and I've just got back from the climate change science deniers lecture, and it was really, really good. That was with Professor Jeff Levermore, and I really enjoyed it. There's all those lectures like this happening all throughout the town. You can check out the what's going on originalshrewsbury.co.uk. Get on there, check out what events are happening around you. A lot of these are free. The lecture I just went to was free. The awards ceremony last night was free. If you want to get out and just do something, make sure you check it out. And that's what this festival is designed to do. It's designed to inspire, and a lot of very bright young people inspired me last night, as well as pretty much everybody that was in the room. So thank you to everybody that took part in that. And expect this. Expect lots of little shows like this to pop up throughout the week. You're going to be fed up with my voice by the end of it. But I'm enjoying all of this material to talk about. I'm enjoying all this work. So I'm in my element. Okay. If you got any comments to throw at me, make sure you follow us on social media. Give us a shout. Facebook, we are at the Shrewsbury Biscuit Podcast. There's a Facebook group there. We're on Instagram at the Shrewsbury Biscuit Podcast. You see, I do use Instagram quite a lot. And on Twitter, we are at the Shrewsbury B1 still. I need to change that. You can also drop me an email, which is shrewsburybiscuitpodcast@gmail.com. Hope you've enjoyed this. I just wanted to give you a very short summary on what happened last night. If your child took part in last night, or if you are a child that took part in last night, you should be very proud, as the town are. These are people from Shrewsbury, and they're very bright, and they've got a bright future. Thanks, guys. Hope you enjoyed listening. Peace out for now.